All right. All right. All right. Getting started. Getting started. Whew, boy, y'all know me. I be running to the at the last of the last minute, trying to get on up in here. Oh man, always got something going on, something happening at the last second, the last hour, this stuff, and had to do a little grocery shopping. So that took away my prep time because there was some groceries I had to get some. My older son, he likes pancakes like his dad, so had to get pancake mix and get some more syrup, and I don't get that cheap syrup. So what's going on, Kenny? And good to see you there, Dorinda. Good evening there, young man. How are you doing today? Good to see you there. But yeah, so pop on up in here. We have a nice little discussion. Man, I didn't even realize people was having struggles with adding certificates. I heard, but it's like it just didn't click in because I was like, ain't nobody really having no problem. It's just a one-off, but people are struggling with these things. So I'm like, all right, let me do some training and make sure everybody's squared away. Because had I realized it, I would have talked about it last week on Fritter Friday, but somebody called me up and they had a serious situation, and between them and the signing company, it got pretty messed up, or tied up. Whoever contacted them, so it wasn't looking good. But you know, and one of the things, hold on 1 second. Need to check something. All right, check one. Okay, yeah, my audio is working. Yeah, I should have checked that before. But one of the things that tends to happen is that a lot of people they watch the channel, whether they're a subscriber or whether they subscribe to the channel or not, or a channel member or not. They watch the channel and then they get in and they'll call me and talk to me, and then all of a sudden they get an order and I don't hear nothing from them until after the order is passed, and then they done did something wrong, and it's like it's a little too late now. I mean, they like, hey, will I get blacklisted? What happened? I'm like, why you didn't call me? And a lot of people say, well, Griff, you're so busy, and I'm like, well, all the other 12 times you called, I was busy, and I still talked to you. It wouldn't be any difference now. And here's what my take is. I believe sometimes our pride gets in the way, and we don't want to seem like we need help. So it's like, yeah, I was talking to the teacher, not saying, like, I'm just using this as an example. We was talking to the teacher or the professor, or yeah, we was talking to the coach, this, that, and the other. And then, or my trainer, let's say doing personal fitness, trying to get yourself in shape, and you talking to them and asking them questions and this, that, and the other. And then you go out here and try to do it on your own, and you don't tell anybody, you don't ask them for help, and you get stuck on something, and then next thing you know, you asking them for help after the fact. That's not the time to ask. You should ask why you're in there, because if the person has taken time out, if the person has taken time out to actually help you during this time, then you probably can call them whenever you need to. All right, just became a sponsor. All right, cool. Good evening, Monica. What's going on, Claude? What's up? Good to see you. Oh man, Frank's in the house. All right, we got a sponsor. Okay, that's new. Okay, I didn't realize. I'm learning stuff new. Okay, we got some sponsors. Appreciate you sponsoring the channel. Greatly appreciate it. All right, I don't know what that means, to be honest, but I appreciate it. Also, If y'all are submitting comments and for some reason they're not showing, let me know, because I'm still trying to figure out what the heck is going on with YouTube, because YouTube has been like blocking comments and stuff, and I don't know what the heck is going on. But yeah, YouTube has been, for some reason or another, blocking comments, and I don't like that. I don't know why. Um, and today, last night I had pulled out a whole bunch of comments that was blocked. Yeah, I'm like, now I'm looking for at one from Frank from a couple of days ago, and I think he put in the word full price, and then he was trying to say in Alabama, and he put price dot in, so it looks like it's a I guess a URL for a website and stuff. So let me approve that. Then this person here, I don't know. Okay, their stuff is all. Yeah, this stuff is already approved. Yeah, and then they got stuff with it talking about somebody's stuff is inappropriate, got blocked words. I don't know. Oh, okay, they put a dollar sign with an S, so they might have thought that's supposed to be for the A double S. Okay, so I got to approve their comment. All right, and I think approve that one. But yeah, so if your comments aren't, you're not showing up, just let me know. I greatly appreciate it. So that way I can, double check it and all that kind of stuff. And everything. But yeah, whether it's on a live video or a other video, just let me know and all of that and stuff. So that's cool. Okay, just became a sponsor. I got to figure out what that means. There's some new stuff. And okay, my man celebrating some more life in this world. Good, good. Yep. Mapping rolled up in the house. Why you put a little U? Why you couldn't give us a big U, man? I'm on something. You give us this little teeny tiny U, man. What's up with that? Man, that's messed up. You could give us a big U. So yeah, so let's get started, y'all. But this so far this month's been pretty good. I think I did 70 something last month, 75, 76. This month I think I'm already at 50 for the month. I did 16 this week. I did 20 something last week. Doing some really, really last minute ones. Like I shared with you a couple of days ago, I did a last minute commercial loan where it was like getting it at 4 o'clock and they wanted me to do it at 5 o'clock. And I was like, okay. Here it is. Yeah. 2 days ago, Wednesday, yeah. 5 o'clock, Ron, commercial loan. These things pop up, and this is why I share with y'all all the time is, there we go. That's what I'm talking about, Chief. That's why I say we got to be ready for these last minute ones. And it's a mentality shift that you got to get into, because with our W-2 mindset, it's like everything's laid out. We go to work from 9 to 5 to 8 to 4 to whatever. We got Friday off, this, that, and the other. And there's no last minute like, okay, come. We don't operate that way normally. So now we have to operate that way to some degree. And boom. Okay. Got another one. All right. Oh, well, for you, Notary Giant, you see I got my fritter. Because he been on me about not having my fritter, and I got my fritter so warm it's just falling apart. And look, they had nice ones this morning, so I can't even eat a whole one, man. This is just a part of a part of a part. I think it was nice. But yeah, so one of the that is not what I wanted. There it is. And I forgot to share my screen. All right. And let me do this. Turn the music off. Get my banners up there. All right. So one of the things this here is currently kicking some butt. Um and I got examples. Um let me see. So one of the things that has been going on is that some notaries, when filling this out, they are using the all-purpose acknowledgement or jurat as if it's a signature page for the previous document. Follow me now. Um, so let's use this as an example. So you have this document here that needs to be signed. It's two people that are there signing documents, but in this case, they only need this one person because they said so. But for some reason, either Philip or you or somebody thinks that two people, the both people that are there, need to sign it because they're there. And you're thinking that, oh, they forgot to add in this case, you're thinking they forgot to add in a signature line with so and so's name on it. Now, one thing that's been coming up that you're reading the instruction, it says don't alter the document, don't make any changes to the document. So that means don't be adding lines to it and stuff like that. But for some reason, you're thinking that, oh, they need to sign this document. So what notaries are doing is having the person who the other person come in and actually they have them sign this document and then they fill out the rest of the notarization. And they're using this as a way to say that person signed it. So what they're doing is having them actually sign the document. Like you see here, these are examples that I made up tonight. They're having the person sign the document as if they signed the notarial acknowledgement as if it's a signature page for the loan packet. What's going on, Wanda? Now, let's be honest. Has that happened with any of y'all, or do you know? If you don't want to say it's you, do you know somebody? If it happened to you, put a one in the chat. If you know somebody, put a two. Okay. Um, put a two in there. Okay. So yeah. So that's what they're doing, and they'll have the person sign it as if this is a signature page for thank you, new member. Greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate you hopping on with the party people. You know, I'm here to help as always. He said, yeah, I get it. I get it. And you said no, right. But there are some people that I've come across, they literally will have them sign this as if this, the notarial certificate, the is the signature page. And I've even heard people having them sign the actual notarial certificate in here. Like if they have a blank spot for their name, they will have them sign inside of here. You don't have them sign inside of there. What you're supposed to do, and this, let's say if it's a single person, they'll have them sign individual. What you're supposed to do is this: print their name here. And it says it right here at the bottom. It says name of signers, meaning they want the name of the person who signed the actual document, the name of the signers. That's what they want. You know, same thing if you're doing, yeah, that just did it on that one. I don't know, I thought I did. But the name of the signers, that's what you do. You print it there. I get what you're saying, but here's the thing: when people are stressed and they have not been properly educated, and or well, yeah, properly educated, and other people have told them this is what to do, and they haven't done the research to verify whether they should do that or not. They don't understand that this is a loose certificate that you print the person's name off. They get thrown off. People get thrown off, and this is why I'm saying people will literally um oh, okay, Jeff. And people will literally just, okay, I'm gonna do this here because they don't get it. You see what I'm saying? They're thinking that the person is supposed to sign this. And what tends to happen is that people won't just do a little research. They'll look at something, I don't understand it, and they won't research it. So I get calls like that a lot, but a lot of times they're coming after the fact. Okay, they're coming after the fact. So, like one situation, a person one time contacted me and said they had a Florida document, a Florida they had a Florida closing, suppose some type of Florida assignment where they had needed two two witnesses. And typically Florida, when you're doing a transfer of deed, you do two witnesses. So they can be one in Florida, the notary, and then you have a second one. Well, the person saw that on the document it didn't have a space for a second witness. So what they did was they had them sign the notarial certificate. And I said, why did you do that? They said, well, they needed the witness. So they had them in their mind, they're thinking that by them signing the notarial certificate, that's the same as them saying, I saw this person sign the document. I said, but is the person who signed the notarial certificate signature on that document? They said no, because there was no place for it. I said, that's not the purpose of this document. And this is what's happening is that people are getting caught up in stuff and they're like, oh, I didn't realize that. And they're not just taking a little time and reaching out. But again, a lot of times I'll get a phone call, a text message, an email after the fact, after they done did their thing. And then it's like, oh, I thought I was doing right. You should have called me or somebody in the midst of it. And we have to get out of that pride thing, especially when you know you have somebody that can help you. There are notaries who will call me when they're in the thick of things or before, and they'll be like, okay, Griff, I got this situation. And then we'll talk through it and stuff. And then what was crazy is that sometimes I've had them, they said they called the NNA and the NNA can't give them any guidance and stuff. And if anybody's in the Phoenix area, Jeff having a event tomorrow. I put having an event tomorrow. Hit him up, and he'll give you the details on it. He didn't invite me, so I don't know what's up with him. Just because I ain't in Phoenix don't mean he couldn't have flew me out there. So some people, the bottom line is that we got to pay attention. And we're going to talk about the AI with the notary stuff in a second. And I want y'all thoughts on that too. And feel free to ask any questions concerning notary, whether it's on this subject or any subject that you got. Got any questions about notary stuff? But this is what I'm seeing. I'm starting to see a little bit more. I've heard of it in the past, like 2 years ago. But now I'm starting to hear people saying that they're going through this more and more and more. Where, yeah, I know, man, Jeff be tripping, man. He be wanting us to at least, he could have called me in. He could have had me come up in there on Zoom or something. You know what I'm saying? He like, hey, here's Griff. I'm just trying to figure out, Jeff. You could at least have me on there on Zoom on your phone or something, man. FaceTime and all that. Well, Apple getting sued, so maybe not FaceTime with Apple and everything. But yeah, so the key thing is you got to ask yourself. I think even recently, like a person had asked, and I get it. They asked a good question. And let me just back up. My two rules of notarization is this: you're only dealing with the person who's in front of you, and you give the document what it's asking for. So, case in point, this here document is asking for this person to sign it. Okay. the question is Philip there with you? It's either yes or no. If he is there, then he signs it. And if he signs it, then you have to do the notarial part. If for some reason Philip is not there, you don't fill it out, you don't do it. And I'm gonna give you an example of that. Okay, hold on, let me pull up an example. This is very, very important. Where the heck is it? All right, come on. Nope, not that one. Maybe it's number one. Hold on 1 second. All right, yep, perfect. Yep, this is it. This is what I was looking for. So let me take this, move this out the way so everybody can see. All right. So this here is a loan modification. And on loan modifications, you will typically see, as here I got this name, James T. Holiday. I just made up a name to throw in there. So as you see here, this person is supposed to sign this document. And then it says borrower's acknowledgement, and you fill it out. On the next page, it has the lender's acknowledgement. So meaning the lender signs it, and then his or her, that person's signature gets acknowledged because they signed the document. So they signed the document, and so up here, that person signed the document. They printed their name over here and all of that, dated, and then you do the notary. Well, whoever is with them does the notarization. The question is, when you are meeting with James Holiday, is the lender there with you? It's either yes or no. If they are not there with you, then guess what? You don't fill it out. You don't do nothing. You leave it blank. You do not you do not you do not X through it. You do not write not applicable. You don't do anything. You leave it alone. You don't touch it, because when it gets back, that's when the lender person probably will be signing it. Okay. And if you're still in doubt, then you call somebody and verify. Okay. However, however, uh, is it on this one? Nope, it's not on that one. Hold on 1 second. Let me pull up this one for y'all, because I got a great example. And again, ask any of your questions that you got. Where the heck is it? Ah, all right. So like on this one, they have an actual got instructions, and guess what? The instruction says right here, note, the lender's acknowledgement portion of the loan document will be completed by the lender and should not be notarized by your notary public. So it's telling you straight up, this is why it's important for you to do what? Read instructions. With my donut. The thing that's happening is that notaries, they see a signature line, and a notarial area, and they think something has to be done with it. Not necessarily. Not necessarily, because the other person may be signing it when they later. They may be the like Monday. I have I'm the second signer on a split signing. So if they got two people, well, you're talking about in the notarial verbiage. I'm sorry. Yeah, in the notarial verbiage, yes, in the notarial verbiage, and I talked about that in a video a couple of days ago. Yeah, um, but I've never been told to put "not here." You just line through initial. That indicates that they're not there. I'm thinking you were talking about in the signature line, because notaries are doing that also in the signature line of the person who's supposed to be signing second. They're crossing their name out and doing that. Again, if that's what you're talking about, I would suggest that we talk to ask the people, hey, do you want me to do this? Because if me and Oswald are going in on a real estate deal, he signs first, and then I'm supposed to sign on that same document. It invalidates the document if they cross my name out and then put on the signature line, not here. I'm like, then where do I sign when I get the document? That's the question. So those are things that you sort of got to ask ourselves and double check. But if you're talking about in the notarial verbiage, you know, the foregoing instrument was acknowledged for me by, the notary giant and Griffin Notary Services, and Griffin Notary isn't there when it's signed by him, then yes, you line through initial. Now, if the lender or whoever wants you to do that, then yeah. Mhm. The leaderboard, I'm not following that whatsoever. Leaderboard. I don't know. I only care about the notary verbiage, anything else. Right. So in the notarial verbiage, yeah, it can have two people's names, and if one person isn't there, then yeah, correct. They have to follow directions. However, there are times, when you talking about signing companies. In the description of this video, there are a list of signing companies. In the description of this video, you can this so what is the leaderboard that you can able to sign on? The board you sign on to wait for notary jobs to pop. You must be talking. I guess you're talking about on signing order. They do have a jobs board on signing order, but other than that, I mean, I'm not sitting around waiting for on those things for jobs to pop up. But that would be, I know signing order has that. They just reinstituted it, and the only thing I don't like about that is there's no notification to the notaries that there's something on the board, and I don't have time to sit here and wait all day for an order to pop up. Hold on, and I can show y'all that real quick without showing you anybody's personal info. Yeah, I mean, that's it. that's that's it. Yeah, yeah, that's it. So let me see, where's my thing at? Where is it? So, oh, my bad. Still trying to get this. So, yeah, sometimes this here instructions isn't in there. You won't sometimes see this in there telling you not to, because the way they're looking at it, it should be common sense that if it says lender's acknowledgement, yeah, I don't have to wait. I create my own opportunities. I don't have time to wait, sit around, because there's no notification bell or anything that says there's an order. So that means you're literally just sitting here at the computer all day waiting for something to pop up. I ain't got time for that. If an order comes to my phone, that takes precedence over everything else. And if I'm not doing, notary stuff, I'm out there doing other things to make money and all of that. I don't have time to just sit around at home all day, waiting for orders and waiting for approvals to ship documents and stuff. I got to go, um, and everything. So that's how I roll. But the thing is, and again, thanks for hitting the like button and sharing and supporting the channel. Really, really appreciate it. But it should be common sense. This is any suggestions on how to create what? Okay, you're leaving me clueless there. How to create um well, it depends on what type of opportunities are you looking for. Honestly. When you say opportunities, are you talking about opportunities with apostille, with general notary work, estate planning? You know what I'm saying? What area are you talking about? Because there's so much that we as notaries can do. So I can't, for me to say, hey, do this, and I don't know, you like, nah, I don't want to mess with that. So you got to define what type of opportunity are you looking for. And this is another issue that notaries have, is that they're like, well, I'm just trying to find some way to make some money. Well, you got to sort of be a little bit more focused on, okay, this is what I'm trying to do. Yes, we know you want to make money, but what are you in a position to do? Because see, I don't know if you can actually, if you doing this full time, part time. I don't know if you got a car, don't have a car. I don't know if you're sharing a car with your spouse. You might not even be married. You got kids. You see what I'm saying? There's a whole lot of factors. So to say, here's how to create an opportunity. Well, do you need an opportunity that fits around your limited schedule? Or do you have all the time in the world? But then you may have all the time in the world, but you really don't like driving. You see what I'm saying? You don't really like driving at night. You don't like driving on certain sides of towns. You don't like driving during this time of the day. There's a lot of people out here who do not really care for driving, but yet they're a mobile notary. So if that's not you, then I don't know how, it's like, what? It's hard for somebody to invest brain power into to doing that. The way you stay busy is accept the orders that come. And I've done videos about that. You probably, I don't know, I would assume you're new to the channel because, because I've done videos on creating a profile, signing up with signing companies, all of that. To stay busy is when the opportunity comes, you take it and you do it. You see what I'm saying? This is something that you have to work at. This is not like a W-2 and everything. So if you're there and then depending on what city, state you live in, that's what I need to know. What city and state you live in, real quick, like. Because depending on what city and state you live in, depending on what the real estate market is, depending on whether people are really into estate planning or apostilles or general notary work. But if you're trying to market yourself, you have to look at the environment. Okay, so you in Texas. So yeah, if you go to the Notary Basic playlist, I got a playlist. You click on the channel name, go to the playlist, and there's a Notary Basic playlist. I got videos in there. I got one talking about signing companies profile, all kinds of stuff. So it all depends. If you're trying to do loan closings, if you're trying to do with signing companies, then you got to put together a decent profile so that they'll know that you're available. If you get an order, you just need to take it and give it a shot, and all of that. But I'll be honest, and hopefully this isn't you, but there are a lot of people who have asked these same questions as you. Then when they get an opportunity to do an order, they're like, "No, I don't want to do that because they ain't paying me enough." So I don't know. So that's why it's hard for me to sit here and just say, oh, here's how you create opportunity, because you may have other things going on. You might have already spent 2 or 3 grand to be in this business and you're looking for $200 a pop, and that might not be available in your area. Matter of fact, on my community tab, and let me pull this up. Let me pull it up real quick. And then we're going to talk about the AI part. Okay. Um, on the community tab, I posted a video that I did 3 years ago about negotiating with direct clients. But in this video, I really break down how things are looked at. Okay. So you really like video, you need to go and look at this video. And I'll put here's the link to the community tab. And it's a lot of videos in that community tab. Hmm? Okay, babe. Good night. There's a lot of videos in that community tab. Gotta talk a little softer than she going to bed. There's a lot of videos in this community tab dealing with some of everything. You know, um, a lot of stuff. Truth about 1099 workers. Y'all need to watch that. Y'all need to look at it. You know, um, all kinds of stuff. You know, dealing with some of everything, the labor laws, all of this, layoffs, everything. You really need to take time out and look at this here. You really need to look at it. Overcoming self-sabotage. That is huge. That is huge. You really need to look at that. I can't play it here because they'll, you know, ping me and stuff. But the bottom line is you gotta you gotta understand business. And if you don't understand business, then it's going to be hard because you're sitting back saying, okay, where's opportunities? The opportunities in this case, you got to create. They're there, but you got to go create them, and you got to find out what people are looking for from notaries. And a lot of the videos I have, I talk about that. So if you go through there, especially that notary basic playlist, you'll see tons of videos where I'm talking about return on investment, all kinds of stuff. It's all in there. But create the opportunities. It's what are you trying to do? Loan closings, general notary work. Which one are you trying to do? And then you figure out, okay, where are the loan closings at? Where's the general notary work at? Where's the apostille at? Where the estate planning things at? What is needed to do those? And then once you figure that out, then you put yourself in those spaces and you let people know I'm available. And availability is really the number one way to make yourself there, because if you can't be available, then nobody's going to want to mess with you. That's why I get a lot of last minute phone calls, because I'm able to make myself available. Now, the big question for the night that I had, and give me your thoughts on it. Feel free to ask any other questions concerning the notary business and stuff. And I'll come back to anything that I missed from her or anybody else. But the question now is, will AI take over notary? And in my opinion, I don't think so. I Because when you understand what a notary is supposed to be there to do, and one of the things we're supposed to be there to do is sort of judge and evaluate whether or not a person is doing this of their own free will. Because when you say notary AI doing it, the AI thing is doing it, doing the notarial part. The question is a AI item or whatever it is going to physically be there? Or is it all over your device, the computer? Because if it is, the AI cannot see that there's somebody over here forcing me to agree to do this. But if somebody's physically there, and this is why everybody's talking, oh, Ron's going to take over. Ron can be used in for a lot of stuff, but even with Ron, there's a physical person there checking the person out, looking at them, understanding the nuances of their facial expressions and this, that, and the other, taking note that they keep looking off to the side, off in the middle distance and stuff, like somebody is giving them direction. Will an AI be able to pick up on that? Can Chat GPT pick up on the fact that this person is all of a sudden starting to sweat and get nervous? At first it was cool, but then when it came time for them to actually sign the document and agree to something, or you do the oath and it's like it seemed to be a little nervous. And will the AI report that something is not right? Can AI even pick up is something not right? Because it's all programmed in. And all it takes is for somebody who's not experienced in the human interaction to like, oh, I'm going, nah, that ain't gonna happen. And then the AI misses it, and then a person's property gets stolen. Somebody's bank account gets drained because this person was forced to sign off on it. You see what I'm saying? So now, like to me, I got my I got my fellas here. hmm There you go. I got my fellas here backing me up. So I don't have to worry about it. But I honestly can't see how AI can do what we do. And the main thing is verifying ID, making sure that this isn't a fake ID. Because if you have an ID and you hold it up to a camera, you got some pretty good fake ones out there. But then if you look at the back and you're like, wait a minute, you see what I'm saying? You, there's too much, there's too many different things that we do and how we relate to a person to make sure that stuff is right. I don't think AI can do our job. What's up with the Green Lantern and company? Yeah, that's my man. That's Green Lantern and Black Adam. Um, my sons got them for me years ago. They got them for me years ago. Well, just recently the Black Adam and then the Green Lantern a while back. So I got my little green light shining back there. But this is why I stress so much about learning how to properly notarize. I get people asking me all the time, do I do training on the documents? And I already know what they mean by that. Can I help them understand and learn what the documents are saying, the actual contents of the document, so that they can explain it? And my answer to them is no. I don't do that, and I'm never going to do that because that is not the role of the notary. You see what I'm saying? So, so let's look at something here real quick. This here is the loan modification agreement. What are you going to say about this? What do you need to know to say about this? You don't need to give them an overview because they should have already received an overview. One of the things that people keep forgetting is this: when the person signs this, they are literally saying, you have read this and you understand what's going on. The person whose name is there. It's not oh, it was explained to you by so and so who don't really know what's going on. Because what do we know about it? We don't know what's going on. So I don't want them taking my word for it that this is what this means. Because in order for me to do that, that means I need to have been trained properly in loan modifications to know this. And I have not. You see, and there's multiple loan modification companies out there. So it would not be right for me to sit here and try, okay, well, this is what it means. How do I know? Did I literally read it? Well, you can give a summary. Well, what if the summary I give is incorrect because there's something in there within their situation that's different from the last person's situation? And if you need me to do all of that, then most assuredly I need to get paid a whole lot more because now I'm taking on a lot more liability in explaining. But as I've shared with y'all many times on this channel, for my state, Virginia, we're not allowed to help somebody understand a document that requires notarization. That's our state statute. It says that in our state statute. So I can't do that. So why am I going to teach somebody to do something that I'm not even legally allowed to do? Why do you need to know how to explain or articulate the document when you can't even really when you can when you don't even realize that because this says lender acknowledgement, you don't need to fill this out. That the lender signs this. You don't know this part, but yet you're trying to explain everything else. You tell me, why can't somebody just read this here? This is not that much information that somebody can't spend 35 seconds and read this for themselves. Notice of no oral agreements, corrections agreement. Why can't they just spend a little time and read this? Might take 2 minutes for them to read that. What is wrong with that? This is their documents. This is their deal. They need to be responsible for making sure they understand what they're signing their name to. And if they're unwilling to do that, then that's on them. I'm there just to witness them signing. So people ask me all the time, I want to get with you so you can help me understand the documents. And I'm sitting here like, and I'm gonna just be straight with you. A lot of people who contact me about that have already spent money with these other trainers, and they still have no confidence. Remember earlier this week, I talked about that. You done took training and you still don't have confidence. You still don't have confidence. And even with AI, that means all of the information about the document will have to be programmed into that AI piece in order for it to summarize and tell somebody about it. Now, the question is this: what happens if the person who signed the document did it based off of what the AI entity said, and the AI entity was wrong? Who do they go after? You see what I'm saying? Who do they go after? Who has to make right this? Does the AI robot need E&O insurance or a bond? That's just, you see what I'm saying? So you're talking about AI stepping in, and now, and see, with AI, it kills the economy, because when the AI, there's no more notaries going out, which means there's no paper being, we're not buying paper, we're not buying pens, we're not because they're probably can make all this stuff digital. We're not going out eating, we're not doing anything. We're not on social media bragging about all the money we're making. We're not sitting up there with our checks. Ooh, we're not doing any of that. I mean, you think about it. There's no logos being bought for shirts. Nothing. There's no more notary meetups. There's no more notary conferences. There's no more notary training, which wouldn't be bad given the state of the crappy training that's out there. You see what I'm saying? There's no more, oh, hey, notaries, here's the new thing. What do you teach? Who you gonna teach the AI something? No. AI ain't listening to you. AI gonna do its own thing. So the AI will really mess up the industry because it does everything. There's no need to have an office building because AI can do all the title work itself. There's no need to have computers because the AI is the computer. There's no need to, the AI ain't driving. Matter of fact, you can place a robot over here on the west side, a robot on the east side, and then when you say, "Oh, we got a signing on the west side," okay, just download the information to the robot that's sitting over here at the little hub, and then it walks over. Okay, and then go back to the hub, sort of like iRobot. You see what I'm saying? So I honestly don't think AI can really and truly do what notaries are commissioned to do, because we're supposed to be a person of integrity. We swear an oath to follow just to follow state law. What if the AI decides it wants to do something else? Because AI is supposed to be learning and regenerative and growing, but what ends up happening? It can think on its own, and it does its own little thing. So I personally don't think AI will take over. It might try to assist in ensuring that there's no fraud, but I really don't think that AI can honestly take over and just step in and do what notaries do to the level that we do, because of that human factor of actually watching and looking at a person and saying, something ain't right here. Something don't seem right here. Okay, why is there this cigarette, this big stogie cigar, but she says she's single? Hmm. Why is there a lady's purse over here, but he says he's single? Where's the person who owns that purse? You see what I'm saying? Stuff like that is what we took. Now we may not do anything or say anything, but at that time, but when we leave, we can report that. They say, "Hey, look, I did it, but I think something was creepy going on because this person said they're single as a man, but I'm seeing these other items over here that look as if there was a person there or was there, and maybe they was hiding. I don't know, and they seem very nervous. We can report that, and then the loan officer and them can look into it. But if the AI robot isn't programmed to take note of that kind of stuff, who knows what's going to happen? People just getting robbed left and right. You see what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, it's bad enough you can pay off a notary, but they can program the thing to do some crooked stuff. What's going on, Joseph? He's doing great out there. So let me just deal with, because I want to go back to some of the stuff that she was asking about. How do I stay busy? And feel free to ask any other questions concerning notary work, this business, and all of that. One of the ways that, again, the main way that I stay busy is that I'm all just me. I'm always looking for opportunities. I'm always looking for a chance to assist a person who needs a notary. So when an order comes in, if I have no legitimate reason to say no, I'm saying yes, irregardless of the price. The only time the logistics is the thing that makes it bad for me. So, like Monday at 2 o'clock, I'm driving an hour out to Franklin, Virginia. So, if you look on the map of Virginia, look at where Franklin is, and then look at where Virginia Beach is, I'm driving over there. That's an hour. I told them my fee. They said no problem. So, I'm going over there, driving an hour to get over there and an hour back, because I've done work for them before, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I can do this here. I have the time. I had no legitimate reason to say no. Then I'm booked at 6 p.m. on Monday, the 25th. There was an order that came in at 5:30. I had to say no because there's no way I can do the 5:30 and be to my 6 o'clock. So I was like, no, I can't do it. As much as I would like to, and I like the company, I just can't do it. But when work comes in, I'm saying yes to it. That's how you stay busy. How do you stay busy throughout? How do you make money in your normal day-to-day life as a W-2? You get your butt up and you go to work. How do you get a job when you've lost your job? You get your butt up and you go apply for a job. It's the same thing. So I'm on signing companies. I'm sharing with them in my profile that I, this is what I know about being a notary. It's more than just saying I'm a good, I'm an on-time notary, this, that, and the other. What you need to say in hold on, in your profile is that you know what the heck you're doing. That's really what it is. Hold on, let me pull something up. 'Cause it helps out from time to time to do this. And I will pull up my profile, which I haven't updated it in a while, but I will pull it up so we can take a glance at it. So let me move over here. So in my profile, I'm sharing with them that I know what the heck I'm doing. So this is a small introduction. You can make it be whatever you want. But here I'm saying what I do. I pay attention to the following details during the entire loan closing process. Borrowers are given a printed copy. That's something that they're constantly telling us to do, and a lot of notaries will not do it. A lot of notaries will not do it. Last sign in. was a 3-hour trip. Now, if it's logistically not feasible for you, then I get it because there's people who offer me stuff to go to an area called Eastern Shore, and it's a 3-hour round trip plus a 20 some dollar toll. No, and more than likely that what that is probably either Notary Go or closing exchange. And closing exchange, Notary Go are just flat out cheap. They're not even going to try to pay you. Oops. They're not even going to try to pay you anything decent because that's just their business model. And that's why if you look at that video in the community tab, I talk about business model. Okay. I talk about business model in there because each company has a different way they run their business. And if that company is a low cost signing company, they ain't paying nobody a whole lot of money because they went into an agreement with somebody to where they're getting the cheapest amount paid to them, which means they're going to pay you basically nothing. That's just how some of them are. So the closing exchange is pretty much like that. Notary Go is like that. There's another one out there called Cloud Signings. They're like that. And I've done closings for all of them, and I'm like, okay, nah, I don't like this. So I don't mess with them no more. Okay, things got to be really tight out here and tough in my world for me to mess with them. Matter of fact, my credentials have expired on the closing exchange, and I'm not even going to update them. Same thing with Notary Go. I haven't done anything for Notary Go in probably 3 years. That's just I just don't mess with them. So if it's not feasibly possible, if you don't see any benefit in doing it, and the benefit, as I said to a gentleman, he was talking, the benefit isn't always, oh, I'm going to make a profit. The benefit is, okay, is this a company that possibly can give me more work down the line for a higher fee? Some are, some not. I've done the 3-hour trip to the Eastern Shore for $100. I said, nope, I can't do that because logistically it just doesn't make sense. 20 some dollars in tolls, this, that, and the other. Nope, it's not, you know, feasible. And it says, I think notaries will eventually be removed from the loan signing process. It won't be due to AI, however, it will be because notaries correct. hmm And Caprentice is right because what I've said this. Mhm. Donut done got cold now. Let me come back to y'all for a second. This is a very true statement. Why do you move on from people? Because they're screwing up. The person who you're dating, you're married to, if they keep screwing up, at some point in time, you move on. And people who continue to stay with somebody who's screwing up, everybody else look at you like you're a fool. If these printers start acting up, you move on. If the lights start acting up, you move on. You replace them. You get something better. That's not going to be a screw up. That's not going to screw up. If notaries are constantly messing up, the industry is going to find a way. They're like, we're not messing with mobile notaries anymore. We'll just do a contract with local banks and have them do it. We'll reach out to the local banks and we'll pay them a fee to do these closings for us, and we'll just send everybody to the local bank. It's that simple. Or we'll only use the notaries that we have. And I've been getting, and even with my last minute signings, I've been getting more companies that are sending me work and they're saying, hey, look, just coordinate the time with them. We know you're busy. So they know I'm busy. I tell them, I say, okay, well, I got 5 today, or I got 4 on that day. They say, look, just work out the time with them and get it done. Can you get it? I got time to where I can do it and get it shipped the same day. I somehow can make that happen. So that means what? Again, back to your question, staying busy. Somebody calls, they say they need a notary. I'm like, all right, cool, I got you. And and then I'll reach out to the customer. And especially if they military, most military people are cool with being up early in the morning. Hey, do you mind? I'll say something like, hey, do you want to meet at 7? They're like, can you meet earlier? I said, well, if you want to meet at 6, 6:30, I can do that. Yeah, we can meet at 6. Okay, I'll be there. I get my hind parts up, sometimes offer just 2 hours sleep, and I go in and I get it done. What are they going to do? brag about the fact that, man, that guy came and took care of me. Yeah, that notary was awesome. Yeah, I told him, he asked me to 7. I told him I can meet at 6, and he came. I'm making people happy. The more happier you make people, the more they will use you. But when you are not making people happy, when you're pissing people off, they're going to eventually get rid of you or everybody that's a part of you, meaning the other notaries also. They're like, you know what? Forget mobile notaries altogether. No longer using mobile notaries. It's that simple. So back to the profile. So I'm saying in my profile here, letting them know the things that I will do. I will scan documents, scans the documents provided when requested. I administer the oath. Only borrowers will sign the note. Signers recorded in logbook. Notarizations performed in person. Respect for signers' culture. I fill out and sign the Patriot Act. All docs shipped out on time. So you tell me if somebody came to you and told you, "Hey, these are the things that I do as a notary," why wouldn't you select them? But when you have a notary, and I can't show you, because if I show you, would get mad and say that I'm picking on people, because I would show you somebody else's profile and people like, "Oh, you making me look bad." So I'm not going to pull up somebody else's profile, because if I do, and YouTube has gotten on me because somebody has complained and said, I'm basically like downing somebody, but I'm just showing what's true. They got a lame profile. But then I also brag about myself. I talk about that I adhere to the Virginia Handbook for Notaries. I adhere to the National Association, Notary Association Standard of Conduct. I never force signers to sign documents or give legal advice. I have no issues working with seniors or individual with disabilities. I take all required annual training. So I'm telling them this. So you tell me, why wouldn't you pick a notary who is telling you, "Hey, this is how good I am and this is what I do. And these are the things that other notaries aren't doing, but then I'm telling them I will do this and I execute it and I do it. And I'm willing to be there for you. I'll get up and do it at 6 in the morning. I'll stay up and do it at 9 at night. I'll do a run at 3 in the morning." Are you see what level of sacrifice are you willing to make to grow your on business? Yeah, trailing documents are just documents that need to get re-signed or didn't get signed in the first place. Just like the word says, trailing, okay? Behind. Documents is coming up behind. Okay, just think about the terminology they're using. Trailing. What does trailing mean? Following up or coming from the rear. Documents that need to get redone or didn't get done the first time, or whatever the case may be. It did mean redone, meaning they was done incorrectly, or something wasn't done right on them, meaning they didn't put both signers' name or they spelled somebody's name wrong. And the other notary was like, "Well, I ain't going back to do that because I work a day job and I don't have time to go back and fix that." So they say, "Hey, can you do trailing docs?" I do all of that. I do. Somebody sent out the thing for trailing docs for $50 or $60 or even 25. I'm hitting the button saying yes. If unless logistically I can't do it, I'm saying yes to it. I'm saying yes, I can do it. No problem. Let's go make it happen. So trailing docs is a good way to get in there, because then they see that you know what you're doing. You're being you're being proactive. You're being open and willing to go do the work, and they're like, "Oh, okay, wow." And then if you make a good connection with the signer, you get there. You're professional, and I have to say if, because I mean, as wonderful as y'all appear to be, y'all could. Some people can be jerks, and you might have a bad day or whatever. And if you don't know how to turn your bad day off in order to give them a good day. So you got to be able to turn your bad day off to give somebody that's across from you a great day. So I go in there, even though I'm having a bad day, even though I'm tired, and not even so much of a whole bad day. It's just I'm just having a bad moment in life. Like my man Deion Sanders said, it's not even a bad day. It's just at this moment I got stuff on going on, but I put all that aside so I can focus on them and get it done. I don't have to put in my closeout report. I had a bad day. I was having this going on and that going on, but I gave them good service. No, I just give them good service. See, this is how you stay busy because this is how you're rising above everybody else. I'm not trying to compete with them because I feel I can beat everybody out here as when it comes to notaries, even the big boys notaries. I think I can outdo any of them. That's just how I believe in myself. It's not about being braggadocious. It's just that's who I am. That's I believe in myself. So that means what? If I believe that about myself, I need to go execute it. So a lot of times you can't stay busy. You can't move forward in this business because you have doubt about yourself. You have concerns about yourself. You have fears about yourself. So you have all of that going on within you. Then how can you ever execute it no matter how much training you take? Because you're going to always find a reason to be scared, to be unsure, and to say, you know what, I ain't gonna mess with it. But you done spent 4 or 5 grand to be in the business and to stay in the business. But when the opportunity comes, you don't take advantage of it. That's where the problem comes in. Said, right, thank you. You know, and that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand is that you you got to give them something to say yes to you. So like here, I says I serve the entire Hampton Roads area and within 100 miles of the Hampton Roads area, outside 100 miles, I can do with 48-hour notice. Now, how often do people call me for that? This is the first time somebody called me for a job, and this is outside of the. No, I don't even think Franklin, Virginia. 49 miles. So that ain't bad. So this is where I'm going. This is where I'm going. I'm going from here all the way out here through Suffolk, Chesapeake, Port, and all of that way out here. So 49 mile. It says 55 minutes. That's right now, but during that time of day, it ain't gonna be 55 minutes. It's gonna be probably about an hour and 10 minutes. Go out there, knock it out, then come back home. That's what I'm gonna do, and hopefully I can do that. And then, unless I have to go this route, and I really don't want to go that route, but that could happen. That could happen. But it's that simple. So the point that I'm trying to make is that you got to let them know that they can trust you. You stay busy. People who are trustworthy stay busy. I trust that you're going to put in the hardwood floors correctly. I trust that you're going to fix my car correctly. I trust that you're going to do my hair correctly. I trust that me putting my kids in this private school at $4,000 a month, you're going to educate them correctly. When people have trust in another person, they will spend money with that person. You got to get yourself to a point where people will trust you. And just because you took all of these people's training, don't mean that you have developed anything that people can trust. Is the training that you're taking enabling you to develop the necessary traits that they will want to trust in you as a business owner and as a notary? Going around giving them donuts don't mean they can trust you. It don't mean that. Trying to fall into my keyboard. It doesn't mean that they can trust you. Okay, so what you market? So you got a logo on your shirt. So you got little fancy pins with your name on it and all that kind of stuff. You got this is something that came in the mail free. I ain't buying no. I bought some one time and I said that's a waste of money. I ain't doing it. So you got all of that stuff, but they don't trust you because you don't trust yourself and you don't believe in yourself and you're just hoping that they don't see that you have no confidence in yourself and they'll just give you a chance and then you're hoping that maybe you'll get it right. Maybe. If I'm tell me how wrong I am in this. If I'm wrong in what I'm saying, please correct me right now. I have no problem being corrected. But this is what I've been seeing for the last 5 years, going on 6 in this notary business. I know Caprinas has seen it. Who else? I know Wanda has seen it. Joe has seen it. Who else? I know Oswald has seen it. I know he has seen it. Oh man, he's seen it. Jeff. Um, Other people have seen it. Yeah, I know, most definitely. I know my man Matherin. Matherin, I know he's seen it. Me and him talk about that all the time. You have to, yeah, bought cheap pens and the pens I use these G2 pens. They love them. They love them. People talk about using those fancy pens right here. Right here. I use the G2. If the ink goes bad in it, I take it out and replace it, saving all kinds of money. I got more people asking me to keep my pens than a little bit. And guess what? That's a marketing tool. And it ain't about, oh, I want to keep it because it got Griffin Notary on it. No, they're keeping it because they like the pen. And then they get my business card or do the little barcode thing, the QR code thing if they want to get with me later. Case in point, there's orders that I've taken that pay less than $100 or maybe $100 or less. And it's with somebody who has influence, somebody that needs a notary for other things. I did a signing 2 years ago. And then fast forward to about 4 weeks ago, a guy, I get a phone call from this signing company. Hey, how you doing? Sebin, this here so and so signing company in Texas. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah, somebody requested you. Do you know Steve so and so? I'm like, yeah, I know him. Well, he requested you to do his notary. Now, guess what? When you get somebody requesting you and the signer is saying, I want this notary, do you think the title company, the lenders, and the signing company are going to be like, nah, nah, nah? That person is a real estate, he's a real estate investor, and he's like, I want him to do my closing. So guess who did his closing? Right here. And it was last minute, and I had to find a way to squeeze it in there. And I did. This is what I'm talking about. This is how you stay busy by giving the people what they need, which is correct, accurate notarizations of signatures on the document. And when you do that with a good attitude, you're on time, you're doing everything you need to do, you're shipping documents off. If you make a mistake, you go fix it. And I've talked about my mistakes on this here program, on this channel. And I've made some big ones, but people still use me. There's some tiny companies out there, they don't necessarily like my attitude and the way I talk about the industry and stuff because I guess sometimes they feel that it might mess with their money and stuff if they have other stuff going on. I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. So some rock with me, some don't. But they know they can depend on me. They know push come to shove. If nobody else won't click that button, they can call me and be like, hey, Grip, okay, let's put all the differences aside. Can you take this kit for me? Because they need a notary to get this done so they can stay in business. And there are some signing companies that notaries don't want to rock with anymore. And I end up sometimes getting a phone call. Oh, okay. Oh, you finally come back and select me. And I even said I would do the order a day and a half, 2 days ago, and it's still sitting out there. And when nobody else wanted to mess with you, you gave me a call. Because no matter what, I will do what I'm supposed to do, no matter how I feel about a signing company. I may not like certain signing companies. I may not like the way they operate. But if I have an order for them, I'm going to do it and I'm going to put everything into it. I'm not going to cut corners. I'm going to be the notary that I'm commissioned to be. So yeah, there's some companies that pay slow, some companies that pay they're low, the pay is low. But when I get that order, they know one thing. They can rely on Griff to do it right the first time or go fix what he messed up. And even if it wasn't my mistake and it was something that happened on the title company end, it's no problem. What you need me to do, and I will go get it done and make it right. Because by me doing that, that one teaching me some things. That's two building my rapport with the with the signers, the signing company, and everybody involved. To where, hey, the reason it's not my fault it didn't get done. Yeah, your fault caused it to be a delay, but you know what? I'm gonna make sure it gets done. And I make that happen. And guess what? People pick me more and more and more. Is as I made mistakes, that hiring company contacts the next notary as opposed to asking me to go back. Yeah, and I've had that happen too. Yeah, hmm I've had that happen. I've had signing companies will hire me, will select me for an order, then all of a sudden, oh yeah, it got canceled. And I know other notaries, and they're like, yeah, that order, I just picked that order up. Yeah, for some reason you didn't want me because you didn't like something I said, you looked at my YouTube channel or whatever, or you heard me say this is what I'm not going to do. Explain documents because I'm legally not allowed to do that in the state of Virginia. And you don't like that because in your state, notaries do that, or you don't care whether they do or not. You just want that done because that's your business model, which that's not my business model. So you say, why would I work with a notary who's not going to do what I want? Well, primarily because I'm not your notary. Legally, I'm not your notary if I'm an independent contractor. I'm an individual company who has agreed to be in partnership with you to get a job done. So therefore, I'm not your notary. hmm 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 It is. You're begging for work. You're not getting work on your own merit. And see, this is one of the reasons why I don't have respect for certain notary trainers out there. And I know this is going to get me in trouble. The reason why I don't have respect for them because if what you're training a person to do was all of that, not nan one of them would need to go and bribe somebody to give them work. And I've said this on this channel before, but that is what's happening. When you look at it in its totality, in its honest form, you took training at whatever dollar amount you paid, and then you've been told in order to get in there, you got to bribe them. You're literally bribing somebody to give you, you're making them feel obligated to do something for you because you did something for them. But the something you did for them has nothing to do with your work ethic or your ability to do the job. It's everything about here's a donut, here's a cell phone stand, here's some stickers. You went and did stuff to make them, like, oh, here's some paper clips. You see what I'm saying? You're giving them gifts in order to get work. Well, then why did I have to go take training just to learn how to give gifts in order to get to work? So you mean to tell me your training in and of itself isn't good enough that I can just say I took Fred's training, I took Shawanda's training, I took whoever's training, and that in and of itself, yeah. But a lot of trainers will sit there and say, "Oh yeah, everybody knows my training, this, that, and the other." And then when notaries go to those title companies, they're like, "Who is that? What are you talking about?" Never mind. I got a donut for you. That's what's going on. You're sitting here talking about, yeah, I took so and so's training. I took Frederico's training, and who? Never heard of Frederico's notary training academy. What is it? What is that? Well, it's a guy that teaches me how to be a notary. You know what? Get out. I got donuts. Leave the donuts and get out. That don't sound right. You see what I'm saying? This is what's going on. So you got to bribe your way to getting work. You don't do that for your W 2. You would not do that for your W 2. The only time gifts are given like that is when dignitaries go and meet other dignitaries of another country and they give them a gift of respect. We're doing business here, and you should not have to give anybody business, gifts which equate to money in order for them to give you work. That is not why you joined this business. That is not why you became an entrepreneur so you can go pay somebody to pay you. Hmm. Put your weight on that one. You're paying somebody to pay you. Here's a gift. Now pay me by giving me some work. And you're literally saying otherwise, that person wouldn't give me any work. It says, no, Johnny, a lot of people make mistakes, big ones, however, they still get selected because their social media presence. I don't even use social media to get work or to impress the title companies. I know a lot of people. Me and my wife was talking about that. Do you know there are people who think that being a business owner is having a social media presence? Not saying that that's what you're saying, the express docs, but there's some people that me and my wife know. They literally think that having a business is the fact that you have a social media presence and you have a YouTube business account, business profile, or a Instagram business profile, or whatever like that. And they say, "Well, yeah, I'm a business." Okay, did you get your business license? Well, no, I didn't know you needed one. Did you get your LLC? I didn't know I needed to do a LLC. Do you have a business bank account? No, I use Cash App. That's how where some people are at. So you have to be careful of that. But I'm not. I've never given gifts to anybody to get work. That is just not something I'm ever going to do because I have full confidence in myself. And see, again, to me, that shows a lack of confidence in you when you have to go give people gifts. Now, can it work? Yeah. But then the question becomes, will they stick with you when times get hard? They'll take your freebies, but when times get hard, they kick you out on the street. And at the same time, after giving the freebies and getting the opportunity, if you really don't know how to do the work as a notary, or you show your hind parts when they was paying 150 and now they got to drop it down to 95. And you're like, well, nah, I ain't messing with y'all no more. And then you kick them to the curb, leave them high and dry. It's not that they don't have money. I mean, business company, they still got business. You just don't want, no, I ain't doing that. And part of the reason why is because a lot of us have confessed out of our mouth that I won't take an order unless it's at this point. If it's below here, if it's down here, I ain't messing with it. So, what do you look like actually going against what you confessed out of your mouth? All of these are things that's going on in this business. And this is why I constantly repeat myself and I'm talking to y'all about this stuff because you need to know. And here's the crazy part. I get more flack when I talk about just being open to take orders of any dollar amount that's presented to you. I get more hate doing that because there are people out there who teaching opposite and they don't want you to understand to hear that or to because then you won't spend money with them. And that just burns them up. So I guess I'm messing with people's money. Not trying to, I'm just trying to be honest and tell the truth. So at the end of the day, if you're trying to stay busy, if you're trying to move forward in this business, you're going to have to find out what the competition is doing and do opposite of that. What is the competition doing that's screwing up this, making things okay? They're doing that bad. That no problem. I can do that. I can do that. No problem. I can fix that. I know what to do, and go do it. And then let's see. Uh, any other questions or concerns about the business? About anything, I do think it's always important for you and your spouse, if you're married, to have a conversation, make sure they're on the same page, keep them informed, keep your kids informed, all of that. The big thing is you really the big thing is you really have to make sure how was I going to say this? The big thing is you really want to make sure you control your expenses to be in this business, getting into it as well as staying in it. If your expenses are way out of whack, it's going to be hard to make profit, even if you are getting paid $200 a pop. If you're spending a lot of money on a monthly basis to be connected to different memberships and stuff, and the memberships aren't providing you any true value, you're wasting your money and time. You really are. That's why one of the things that I do, and people who are channel members, they know they can call me up and I give them direct help. If they need a document review, I give them a document review. If they're in a closing, they call me, I will help them out. Even if I'm in a closing, I'll put my that's why I got earbuds. So if I'm sitting there, I got white earbuds to match with the white case, black to go with the black, because that way I know which one. And I get on there and I tell them, say, hey, I'm helping out another notary, and I can multitask that way and help you out and get you straight, make sure you don't do anything wrong so you can be successful in it as well as get my job done. Not everybody can do that. I'm fortunate to be able to do so. But you're gonna have to start watching what you spend, where you spend. That's why I do the channel membership the way I do. I mean, people been asking me to do classes again and all of that. And I'll be honest, the reason why I haven't done any kind of classes, like, like what it, because there's this thing now, probably been going on the whole time, where people say they want you to train them, and you train them and they pay you, and then they turn around and do a chargeback and claiming that it was something fraudulent. I know how I am. You do a chargeback, I'm gonna do a snatchback. And those of you who are old enough, you know what that means. I can't, so I'm not putting myself in that position for you to be doing a chargeback on me, and then I'm gonna feel that I need to do a snatchback on you. Mm-mm, mm-mm. That's why I do the channel membership. People sign up, they stay in as long as they want, get in, get out, all of that, and I help you within that confines. But I'm not going to I'm not going to do that. And I talked about this a couple of days ago. But here's the thing. There's no need for it to cross over to us because we're not doing that. We have not, we're not, our association, the NNA, the National Association of about to say National Association, the National Notary Association has not, and let me pull something up for y'all. This is very important. Don't leave. I see people popping out. Don't pop out. Stay here. Stay here. Stay here. This is very important. Very important. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Where the heck is it? All right. This. Oh, I keep here. What do you think about the real estate? Will it cross over to? It can only cross over here if we start doing what they're doing, which is making people pay us a fee that is not justifiable. Because remember, the realtors fees are negotiable, but they wasn't letting anybody negotiate. If notaries get to that point, what do you think is going to happen? Yeah. And now that it has happened to where they're like, okay, realtors not going to be getting it. Well, it's not going to look too cool to them if you're getting paid more money than the realtor. Just imagine if you're getting 1 or 2% of a $450,000 deal, they're not going to be too happy of you getting. Hold on, let me check something. Of you getting that. Let's see. So what does it show here? 451% of 450,000 is for. You think the realtors are really going to be happy with notaries getting paid for getting paid that? Oh, we'll be happy, but they not, and they're doing all the legwork and stuff. They're not going to go for that. They're not going to go for that. I mean, right now, notary, we're probably getting we're getting less than a half a percent. 0.80. What's that? 0.2%. That's actually what we're getting for a lot of these deals, like 0.2, 0.3% of the total deal, which is that's what it's coming out to. So let me show you all this real quick. So there's this video that I did back in December, I believe, about the truth about notary unions. And um I can play my own video, but I'm gonna stop it. Hold on. So I have a link here to the National Notary Association, and I will give y'all that link, and you can look at what the truth is about notary association. And we are an association, and they talk about it in here that they're not going to try to do anything. It says the simple truth is the reason why the NNA doesn't talk about fee is that federal law prohibits us from doing so. Neither the NNA nor the signing agents can engage in actions to fix prices. We also cannot host discussions calling for set fees because there's a thing called the Sherman Antitrust Act. And it says here, it's important to remember we are a professional association, not a trade union. And we are independent contractors who compete with each other. And that's what realtors are. But guess what? That ain't the way that is not the way the National Association of Realtors had it set up. So this can what they're going through can only creep over to us if we start doing what they did. And I think what happened to them should eliminate, I had to say the right word for YouTube, should eliminate any further discussions about fixing prices that we should be paid this and we should be paid that. We're asking the consumers, or we're trying to create a way that we are forcing the consumer to pay us what we want and give them no other options. Meaning, you're trying to make every notary agree to be paid a certain fee, and you're taking away competition. So I'm not able to compete. Let's just say I have services that I can offer, or I can offer my services in a way that really I should get paid 200. But if you say now that the cap is going to be 125, now you're hurting me from being able to offer my clients better service at a higher price. I can't get the fee that I should be getting because I'm giving them more. Or if I decide it's going to cost me too much money, I don't have the money to do that, or my community can't pay that fee of 125. My community actually really is at the $85 level. So guess what? That's where I want to charge them and be happy with it. But if I'm a part of some association that says, no, you have to charge this, or you're hurting us, which is what notaries say, you're hurting us. That's all the notaries are saying. Now I'm at a point where I have to force them to pay me money that they really don't have. If y'all don't understand that by now, then I don't know when you're going to. And I think some of you do, you just don't want to because you just want what you want. Everybody to pay you $200. And you don't want anybody to take a penny less than $200 because if they do, then you feel like, okay, you're messing with my money. Tell me if I'm wrong, y'all. This is the argument that y'all have heard since day one you've been in this business. Don't take that order. Don't take that fee because you're hurting us. Who is us? Who are you that I should be concerned about? Why should I? We're competing against each other. We're not at Amazon. We're not at UPS. We're not W-2s being controlled by the man or the woman or the organization. We are independent contractors competing against one another. As I said earlier this week, the truth of the matter, some of these suckers out here are afraid to compete. They do not want to compete. They don't want to compete with anybody. They are afraid to compete. So what do? They create an environment so that everybody gets a participation trophy. Everybody gets a pat on the back. Nobody is left out. Because why? Because if they really had to compete, they would be left out because they don't know how. A lot of people don't know how to compete. So what do? They're trying to create an environment where we're all the same. Let me see if I can find something. Um, this here is a quote um, from The Incredibles. I can't play the video, but this is what Syndrome was telling Mr. Incredible when he was trying to create superpowers for everybody or superpowers. This is what he was saying. Everybody can be super. And when everyone's super, no one will be. And that is a true statement. They're trying to create an environment where nobody appears to be the top notary because we're all being paid the same. And the pay that they want is because they're afraid to compete. They're afraid to compete. That's why some of them are quitting left and right. And it's okay. It's okay. But the sad part is that some of these men, especially some of the fellas, some of these guys out here, and the ladies too, but both men, women, black, white, young, old, across the board, a lot of the ones who are quitting were the main ones talking about you better pay me this and we all need to get this paid. But because they couldn't get the pay because nobody would agree to pay them on this high level anymore or at all, I'm out. I'm out. I'm out. Either they not doing loan closings and stuff. They just some of them just like, you know what? I'm done. I'm out. I'm out. And it's okay. It honestly is okay. But you was dragging me down with you, making me think that this is the way it should be. Now you're gone and look at all the money that I done missed out on. I done missed out on all the opportunity to make money at $85, $90 a pop because you're telling me I should be at the 125, 150 or whatever. And those orders weren't there. And I missed out on gobs of money because I'm following what you said. So I mean, what it says here? It says it's on all the Facebook group. It is price fixing and it is illegal to talk about it. It's unethical and violates the anti-Sherman Act. Correct. Now here's the bigger question. Here's the bigger question. If this is happening in the Facebook group of any notary trainer, they're complicit with that because the notary trainer is the one that's is putting on the Facebook group and requiring you to pay to get in there so you can talk about illegal acts that violate Federal Trade Commission laws, the anti-Sherman laws. And this is why I say these suckers don't know business because any trainer out there that has a Facebook group and you're letting that stuff happen in there, shame on you. And I and I have a discussion. I'm willing to have a discussion with any trainer about that, but they're not going to because then they're going to be exposed. And that's not what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm not trying to put somebody down and make them feel bad, but truth is truth. You're sitting here making somebody pay you $20 to $40 a month for a Facebook group. And in that Facebook group, they're talking price fixing. And then the question is that notary trainer kicking it with the NNA? Is that notary trainer an ambassador with the notary in the National Notary Association? If they are and they're doing that, mm-mm, all bets are off. And that's why I feel the NNA should check their Facebook and their private groups, make sure that they're not saying stuff that's in violation of what the NNA says. The NNA says we're not talking about price fixing. But if you got that going on in your Facebook group, especially you're getting paid for, no, whether it's free or not, but still, that don't make sense. How you gonna be an NNA ambassador trying to promote good notary stuff, but yet you're talking about stuff like this? You're talking about price fixing. You're complaining and trying to boycott people, but yet you're in it. That's why I won't go to that conference because a lot of people are doing that. Why would I want to sit there? Why would I want to pay $700 to listen to somebody who just lying through their teeth? Because if you go, because the day after the conference, you get in a Facebook group, yeah, man, they gonna pay me this, and then you should get paid this, and you don't do the orders, and here's how you sneak around and backdoor them and get the client yourself. Mm-mm. If they're doing that, they don't deserve to be an ambassador of nothing. Yeah, I'm in trouble right now. Right, I'm taking it. I have an unfavorable opinion on this, and many will not agree with me. Dorinda says, "You're not wrong. I wish they would stop. We have individual businesses." That is correct. That's the thing. And that's why I'm saying these things. And I know sometimes, and I really do appreciate y'all for hanging in there and listening to my rants. But at some point in time, this real estate market is going to flip. It's going to change. And when it does, it's going to be an influx. Whole bunch of people coming back in. And these same notary trainers, these same notary gurus, and then some are going to be playing these same old records and doing the same old tricks to get over on people. And what I'm trying to do here is empower you with knowledge and just some clear thought. You know what? Hey, you new notary, I don't think you need to be a part of that. Now, if you do it anyway, that's on you. But you need to think twice about it because I guarantee you, if and I wish I would have got on YouTube 2 years prior because had I think I could have honestly helped a lot of people not get involved in some stuff out there. But just imagine you're hearing this and then you share this with other notaries who come in this business, and you can help a lot of them from not going down certain pathways. It can help them not do make some of the mistakes that you made and the mistakes that I've made by listening to the wrong people. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to create legacy here of having videos and information because the same thing is going to repeat itself. As soon as those interest rates drop low enough, them trainers are going to be coming out the woodworks, almost like the little dead bodies on Thriller, all of that kind of stuff. Mm-mm-mm. Be doing all that kind of stuff. They're going to be all out there dancing and stuff, yeah, pop locking and everything because it's like, yeah, the refis are coming back. I can't wait no longer. I got to refi. Woo-hoo. Oh my goodness, I'm cracking myself up. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you very much for subscribing, Noah Garcia. Greatly appreciate it. Refis, refis. Those interest rates all over, and I got to get my stamp ready. I'm serious. I'm serious. Oh man, I'm cracking myself up. I did. I honestly did. And we couldn't do a daggone thing. And here's what happened. It was Thanksgiving about 2 years ago, and nobody knew the lady was blind. Now, when I came into the house, I could tell when I looked at her, nobody knew prior to me coming. It's at night. I go to the house. I look at her and I can see the way she's sitting there and the way her eyes were. I'm like, either she has a hard time seeing or she's actually blind. I sit down and then I'm like, and he's helping, the husband is helping her to the table. He's putting the pen in her hand. And he's trying to get, and see, they can't be helped. They got to sign on their own free will. I was like, whoa. I said, can she see? Oh no, she's legally blind. Well, and then he was like, well, I mean, well, she can see some. I'm like, okay. So I was like, okay, well, can she sign on her own free will without you helping her? No, she can't. I was like, well, sir, I can't go because that's the law. The law says she has to do it without your help. I said, well, do you have a power of attorney? Did you talk to, a power of attorney? He was like, well, yeah, I got one, but it's in that room and the room is junky and I don't know where it's at. I was like, okay, let me call somebody. So I'm calling people, trying to get somebody, tell them. They're like, okay, wait a minute. We didn't know that. I said, sir, did you tell them that? Well, no. I said, though, how did you do the loan application? Oh, I signed for her. He never said anything to the loan company. He had the loan company thinking that that was her signature. And I was like, I can't do it. Now I've been with Deaf and we communicated through writing and stuff. So we was able to communicate, and then they have a thing that does the talking for them and all of that. But yeah, yeah, the blind, yeah, if they can't see and they can't write on their own, nope. And I said, well, sir, you're gonna have to get you another power of attorney. And he's been signing. He said, no, I signed everything for her. I'm like, dude, I can't roll with I can't roll with that. Oh, you laughing at my singing? Let me type in his email. Notary help at griffin.notary.com. So for those of you who are not channel members, this is an email that you can use to email me your questions. I got this weekend I'm gonna be going through checking it and stuff and all of that. But I mean, I'm just trying to make some common sense of this stuff. And really, when I get on here on YouTube, I'm having conversations with y'all that I've actually had with myself in private. When I'm sitting around doing my 3 or 4 closings in a day, I'm having these kind of conversations with myself. I'm like, okay, it don't make sense. I'm saying to myself, like Mr. Brown, um, on the Meet the Browns. I said to myself, self, what you want? I'm literally talking to myself. Does it really make sense for me to give somebody gift cards in order for me to get business? Did Mark Cuban do that? Did Jeff Bezos do that? And if they did, was it legal? You get what I'm saying? I'm like, is that the standard way of doing business? Come into a business, get training, and then be told to go to the store and get a bunch of gift cards, and then hopefully somebody give you. And then when you think about it, the unfairness of the gift giving is this: I'm giving you $1.79 donut, but I want you to give me a $200 closing. Now you tell me, how is that fair? You spent $1.79 on some donuts, and you want me to give you a $200 closing. I bought a I bought a line signing box. Okay. Okay. Self said no. Yeah. Thanks again for hitting the like button. You are crazy. That husband. hmm Yeah, he thought it was okay to sign for his wife. You're right. Probably never thought twice about it. And I felt bad for him because I think they really needed the money. I never heard anything back. And the company was like, wait a minute, he did what happened? And that's when I found out that even if he could find his power of attorney, he was not allowed to sign power of attorney because it wasn't on the signature line. They had to get that approved. So there's an approval process that they have to go through, and they have to find out what the county wants, because when you sign with a power of attorney, you then more likely have to submit to the county the original power of attorney, not a copy, not a certified copy, but the original power of attorney, so that they can see that, okay, this is legit, you have permission to do this. Okay. And again, if anybody been putting comments and your comments haven't been showing, email me. I just put my email in there. Email me, let me know, and also give me your YouTube name so I can go and check, because sometimes YouTube be blocking people's stuff and don't say anything and everything. Your fritter almost gone, Sharon. Well, it is gone. I only had a half a fritter tonight. And yeah, so but that's the thing. You're literally telling somebody, take this $5 gift card and give me a $90 order. Give me a $150 order. That's not a fair trade. And this is why this is why these companies are then turn around and say, well, if we're doing this for you after you gave us a $5 gift card, we want you to do all of this stuff here, trying to get their money's worth out of you. It says, yes, it can be written in, plus it has to be recorded in the county. Mm, right. Yes, it can't be written in. Plus, it has to be recorded to the county in order for the document to be accepted. That is right. So it was like, yeah, we have to actually get it approved with the lender that they're willing to accept it as a power of attorney. Because in some cases I've been in, they will not accept a power of attorney. Um, and the man and that was recent this year, he had problems writing. He had some shakiness. I think might have been a little bit of Parkinson's, and they said nope. Basically, if he's not incapacitated, he got to sign. And I think there's also an additional recording fee that's assigned to those power of attorney um, deeds that they don't want to have to pay for. And I think there's something they have to pay the attorneys for drawing them up that way. So there's extra fees and some effort that has to happen. And they're like, if they are not incapacitated, they sign it. And if that's their choice and they want the money, then they got to go with it and do it. And then that's where the notary comes in, because I'm watching them, even though it's scribble scrabble, I saw them sign. And that's where they got to back down their thing. So, all right, party people. I have no closings tomorrow, but I do have other work that I need to do. And I don't know what to do with myself right now, because for it seems like every weekend this month I've been working, having something, and I ain't got nothing going on tomorrow. I did have one. They got moved to Monday, and I would have had a loan modification, but I was expecting to do this closing. So now I'm trying to find out from the guy whether we gonna meet on Sunday for the loan mod. Haven't heard back from him, so I'll text him again tomorrow, call him or something, you know. But we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But are there any other questions? Anything else? Um, and all of that. Um, yeah, taxes are done. If you need help with taxes, especially with notary stuff, look in the um playlist called Business Interviews. My tax guy, he's in there. Rob, his information is in there. Give him a call or go to the website and submit a thing. I got to double check something with him too. So just reminded me. Yeah. And do you think it will pick up more before the end of the month? So far, that's what it has been. I'm serious. It has been picking up. Um, It has. It already has been picking up. So next week, uh, I got one, two, three, four so far. And when I woke up this morning, I only had two. So I've doubled. Um, so yeah. So it's picking up. And there have been other orders for next week, but I couldn't take them because it was conflicting with something that I had. So I've seen several orders for next week, and it was just a conflict. It was just conflict on my schedule and everything. So I couldn't do them. Couldn't accept them at all. But I got four right now for next week. And like I said, this past week, I did 16. The week before, I did about 20 something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah, I did 24 last week. So, you know, so that, whoops, I be messing my math up. 24 plus 16. So that's 40, and that's not even counting the week before. 40, 41, 42, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, no, 7, 8, 9, no, 9, 50, 51, 52, 3, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66. So I'm at 66 for the month. That's where I'm at right now. I'm at 66 for the month. Wow. And I got 4 days. Nope. And I got basically a little more than a week left. Yeah, it could. Yeah, I can hit another 70. Um, I can hit another 70 for this month. And yeah, I can hit another 70 for the month. So okay. I'm like, bet. I'm like, all right, cool. And so let me show y'all this last thing before y'all leave. So let me see if I can zoom in. All right. So this here's the rescission calendar for, and yeah, I did 69 in January, 76 last month. Um, so with the rescission calendar, what you're looking at to figure out when the last day of the month for doing closings so that the last day that they can cancel will be in the current month. And right now, that will be the 27th because anything after that ends up the last day is the first. So basically, this is March. So Sunday's the 24th. So got three, well, really, these 3 days here is it. So the 25th, 26th, 27th. That's when it might be a big push. It might be a big push. And not to say that there can't be nothing for the 28th and the 29th, but these are going to be the big days here because the last day for the right to rescission will be on the 30th, and they don't count Sunday. So Sunday and holidays, they don't count. So that's why instead of it being Sunday, it's on the 1st. So I'm expecting more to come in last minute, same day for these 3 days, the 25th through the 27th. That's what I'm expecting. And if it happens, cool. If it doesn't, but that's what I'm expecting to have happen. Those bad boys pop in. And this is why I have to work for myself. This is why I gotta work as hard as I can because I'm still getting money from February. Here it is almost at the end of March, and I'm getting money a little bit, I think, still left from January because that's just how long these people are taking. So the money that I'm making in March, I'm not expecting it until May. The money that I did in February, I expect to start seeing it in April. That's what it's been. Nah, it's not. Nah, it's not on my community tab. But if you pull my profile up on signingagent.com and look me up that way, you'll see my mailing address, or on Notary Resume, it'll be up there. You know. So, but yeah, so that's where we're at, people. That's where we're at. So, um, yeah, I expect every month has been getting busy, but it's also been busy throughout the middle of the month, and and all of that. So it's just taking everything you come. And I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired. I'm even tired now, but I'm doing this full time. And if I don't do it, I'm not making money, and I'm not taking care of my family. So that is why I just cannot subscribe to this thing of I'm going to pitch a fit about every little dime that I think somebody's not paying me. I'm going to take the money that they are willing to pay me, and I'm going to make it work with that. I'm going to, and especially for those of you, especially some of y'all who you grew up in the church and stuff, and you heard all the parables about faith is, as small as a mustard seed, and and take a little bit, and the Father will increase it, and all this, that, and the other, and then you become a notary, and you act like you don't even believe in none of that stuff that you quoted for so many years. You have no belief and no confidence in anything, and you want everybody else to make life easy for you, but you can't do anything for yourself. You can find the cruises, you can find you a man, you can find you a woman, you can do all of this kind of other stuff, but you can't go out here and make this notary business work for you. All of a sudden, it's too complicated. All of a sudden, it's just too much. It's just overwhelming. Well, why is it overwhelming? I know I'm supposed to be closed, but why is it overwhelming? And for most people, it's overwhelming because somebody who you don't really know that out there wants you to pay them $500 has told you it's overwhelming. They've lied to you and said it's this overwhelming and you need me. It's this overwhelming and you need me. It is this overwhelming and you need me. I can help it go from this overwhelming to this overwhelming for $500. And after that, I will then help you for another 500 to bring the next thing that I say is overwhelming to here, and the next, and the next, and that's what they're doing. I did a video about those. Hold on, 'cause I can't. That's what I say. One of the things that I share with y'all is whatever subject you think I've talked about, or you can think of, just Griffin Notary and the topic printer, and right here, selecting the right print. I just did that 2 months ago. That's what I'm saying. There's videos out here where I break a lot of this stuff down. Um, and here's the information, all this in the description of this video. So here's the link to it. Um, and everything you need to know that I would tell you about the printers is in there. And the reason why I won't quote you a price right now, because I don't know, the price changes, and I don't know what those prices are currently right now with them. So look at the video and click on the links, and you will um, see everything. So they can be from two something up to three something. I always suggest that you get that second tray so that way you can do the dual print. The second tray can be as low as maybe 150 to 200. I don't know because it keeps changing. Plus, I have a business account, so sometimes I get discounts off of that. I get discounts, so that's why I can't directly quote you a price because it could be different from a non-business account versus a business account on Amazon and everything. All right. So, we say I signed up with the NNA, find a notary, and didn't call the mission. So I'm not resigned. Yeah, I didn't get nothing. I, yeah, I didn't get nothing from them, and I've been getting emails from them. Hey, somebody. I'm like, I'm doing fine without them. I am doing. I'm doing fine without them. See, this is why I'm saying all this stuff that people keep saying. Hey, make money with CBT and make money with this and make money with that. Sometimes I don't want to make money doing that stuff. I'm not into the cannabis, so I really don't want to make money that way. I have some standards. I have morals. Okay, and as much as will be as nice, I get it and probably get paid, but nah. I mean, I'll do it if I have to, but with some of the companies, and I have helped the person out, but their stuff is actually legitimately legal. The medical marijuana. That's what their stuff is. Some of these other folk out here, I'm not feeling them. I'm not really feeling them at all. But that person, I help them out. I'm there for them. I have no problem with them because I know they're doing the stuff correctly for the proper reasons. It's 100% medical. But the rest of these cats, mm-mm. And a lot of them are selling the kids and stuff. Nah, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that. The people I'm dealing with, they don't do that. They're not selling the kids and stuff like that. And everything. So that finding notary, nah, I ain't messing with that. All right. All hearts and minds are clear. Anything from the choir? Anything from deacons? Deaconess? All right. I guess we're all good and clear. Y'all got my email. If you have problems um with putting comments in and them not showing up, let me know so that I can contact YouTube and figure out what's going on. Because it's not just happening to my channel, it's happening to other channels and everything. All right. Oh, what's your one more thing? What's your one more thing? You caught me. What's your one more thing, Sean or Sean? I hope that's saying it right. Hmm. Freedom for me under my pillow. Shoot. I appreciate that. I ain't gonna lie to you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And yeah, I talked to Wendy. Me and her had a great conversation. So um I think she's gonna do fine. I don't think I've talked to you, ma'am. But if I need to, hit me up and I'll be glad to help, talk to you and help you out, make sure you're going in the right direction and everything. But yeah, I'm just here to help y'all out to the best of my ability. And I greatly appreciate y'all. I really, really do. So y'all have a wonderful evening. And I will catch y'all on the flip side. All right. Talk to y'all later. Peace.